So when our son Peter was 6 years old, he was diagnosed with a terminal brain tumor. So when that happens, you immediately start making a list of things that you want to have him experience while your time is limited. And one of the things that was on his list was to catch a fish. He, like any boy, wanted to go out and be successful at catching a fish. We'd gone on camping trips and tried our hand at fishing, but we're not very good fishers. And so he had never caught a fish before. But we had a friend at church who was a fisherman, and he had told Scott, my husband, that if we had any interest, he would love to take us fishing out on his boat out on one of the lakes. So we immediately called him and said, hey, we would love to go fishing and take Peter fishing so that he can catch a fish. And this was very important to me as his mother to let him have this experience. So we went and had to get up really early in the morning, and Brad, our friend, knew that this was an important day to try to catch a fish. So we went all over the lake trying, with all these poles in the water, trying to catch a fish. And we had to wait a little while, be a little patient, but then the poles started pulling and the fish started nibbling, and Peter's pole was the first one to catch a fish, and he caught this huge fish. He was so proud of this fish, and I remember just a burden lifting, knowing that we could check that off his list, that he had been able to have that experience. And we took this great picture of him proudly holding this fish, this big fish. And our friend, in the picture afterwards when we're looking at it, our friend who had taken us fishing was standing in the background. We can't even see his face in the picture, but just knowing that he was there to help and to make this happen for Peter. And then to take it to another level, his second grade teacher in school, Peter was starting to have problems writing. It was getting more difficult for him to write. And the class they were writing essays talking about a special day or something that they had experienced. So she realized it would be hard for him to write it down. So she had him relate the story to her. And she wrote it down, but then she had the idea to have him read the story and record his voice telling the story. And that was just a small thing that she thought of. But later, after he had passed away, she brought that to us. And to be able to hear his voice relating a story that he had written of an experience that we'd had together is priceless. It's just something that when someone is gone, to be able to hear their voice and remember a special day like that is an amazing gift. And so through Peter's journey and us as our family journey, we realized how many people reached out to us and did just amazing things to make his time that we had with him enjoyable and memorable. And we're so appreciative to all those who did things for us.
The most exciting moment for me was when I caught my first fish. 2007, Lake Texoma with Lindsay, Mom, and Dad. I felt excited and tired because we got up really early. When I caught it, I was very surprised. I caught a really big fish. I caught the biggest fish out of all of us.
I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the bright darkness of deep. I like the dark and I think to myself,